This week on Dumb Pitches, my guest is Kane Holloway, and he gives us a plethora of bad ideas, including 2 business ideas. One when he was in middle school, didn't go well. Some bad date ideas, including a silent date. You just don't talk the whole time. And he follows it all up with the best comic book character I think I've ever heard of, which is Justice Beaver, a beaver that has been bitten by a radioactive Justin Bieber. Yeah. If that sounds confusing and stupid, wait till you hear the rest of it. All right, here we go. Dumb pitches.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches with Monica Nevi. I'm Monica Nevi, your host. This is the show where we talk to successful people about their worst ideas. I'm so excited to have one of my oldest, dearest friends here. Kane Holloway.
Yay, the oldest and dearest of all your friends.
That was a pretty bad idea we had the other day, actually.
I was just kidding when you did it. And then when you said it, it was
It's our
my
midnight
favorite
show. If
thing.
you've never been to the midnight show in Seattle, it's called the Seattle Super Secret Stand-Up Show, and it was just a packed, great crowd. They were having such a
Fantastic.
fun time, and I was hosting, and I was like, "Do you want me to say anything?" And he said, "Just say I'm your oldest, dearest friend." And I was like, "All right." I knew he was kidding, but I was like, "Okay." I said it anyways, and it
will.
just nobody laughed except for Kane,
Yeah.
but nobody
Oh,
laughed at all.
It brought me so much joy to
And
watch
then-
that happen.
And then both of us laughed so hard, and everyone was like, "What?"
What is happening? Is he just up here as like her friend?
Right? Yeah.
Is he just doing
He's never done stand-up before. She's like, "Yeah."
Great. Can't wait for this guy.
Oh, so we have history of great ideas. Also, one of the behind the scenes videos that we have for this channel, for the YouTube channel, for the memberships, is you and I talking about an idea that we had.
It's my
Called
favorite
Tomorrow's
idea.
Cruise.
Tomorrow's
So-
cruise. We're going on tomorrow's cruise.
Yep. So far, nobody knows that Kane has any good ideas.
No, I'm filled to the brim with shit ideas.
We do like to start by giving your good ideas your credits so people know that you have had some good ideas.
I have had one or two.
Yeah, a few. Kane Holloway, great stand-up comedian. You have an album called Can't See Straight.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a special version of that called the Two Jackets Special.
Two Jacket Special
Yeah, which is available on YouTube.
on YouTube
You could
for
watch
free.
it right after this. Look at
Yeah.
that. You also have 2 podcasts. One with Greg Barrett called Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers,
Mhm.
which I've been on. Very fun.
Yes.
And then another one called Well Actually, which is about nerd stuff.
Nerd
or
stuff.
What stuff you're nerdy about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both are great, and my co-hosts on both of those are fantastic, and they've had great ideas.
Look at that. Yes. I mean, you've done lots of stuff. You've had other podcasts too, and
I had a few podcasts. Your First Time podcast.
Oh, yeah,
I did
that's
that
right.
for like 5 years.
I was trying to remember what that was called this morning. I was like, was it just the Kane Holloway show?
Oh,
No,
it was. It was just me. It was awful. I hated it. I hated doing it. Every minute of it.
Well, good. Now you have 2 other ones that are better, and in this episode, which is great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when we kind of went over how the show works, what
Mhm.
I needed from you,
Yes.
what dumb pitches did you come up with?
Okay. So when I was in middle school, you're gonna love this.
I love a good middle school story.
Me and my buddy Bobby,
Fuck
were
yeah, names. Love
Bob,
it.
dude, Bobby Zimmerman, kid. Me and Bobby would, we had this idea, like, what if, because we had to mow our dad's lawns, and we're like, God, we just wish we got paid for this.
Right.
And so then we were like, well, we live in a pretty small neighborhood. Why don't we wheel the weed whacker and I'll be the weed. Bobby's like, I'll weed whack and you mow the lawn, and we'll go around. And we printed out these things, and I think it was called the H&Z Landscaping Company.
Okay, so Holloway Zimmerman.
Holloway Zimmerman,
Okay.
H&Z, and then we printed those out of my dad's printer and pinned them up all over the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then one summer we got a bunch of calls, and then I went out and I mowed a bunch of lawns and made a decent amount of money. The only problem is that I had set the lawnmower too low to the ground. So, and you're not supposed to do that in the summertime. I cut the grass so far down that the sun was like hitting the soil, killed the seeds. I burnt all like 5 or 6 houses worth of lawns. And then those people tore down my flyers and then told the other houses around the neighborhood, don't hire these kids. They'll burn up your lawn.
So because the story leading up to it, I'm like, all right, yeah, kids trying to make some money, that's totally fine. And you're like, but then, and not only did you, make a mistake, but on every single one that you did,
everyone. And Bobby didn't show up to a couple, so like there was this like fresh cut grass, and then these long weeds coming out the side. So it looked like
the lawn is burnt and tiny, and then there's just weeds on the side. Like,
just these lovely green weeds. This green border. It looked like your lawn had a mullet.
This is pre-Yelp. That would have been a next door post if you like, don't hire these kids.
I would have been crucified on Yelp.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was middle school, 12? So I was 14, 15, something like that, right? No?
Sorry. I think you're like 15 as a sophomore, so I think it's like
so probably
11 or 12.
Oh, no, I was older then.
But I like the idea of you being like, I was like 15 in middle school.
I should go back because I don't know math.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't go well. Well, yeah. I didn't even know that about the mowing the lawn like a certain height.
Neither did I.
Apparently, yeah. Okay. I mean, I struggled with my lawn in the heat this year, but it's fine. It came back. It's all good.
Yeah. So now I know. I haven't lived anywhere that's required me of mowing a lawn in a long time.
That's
so
why you're like, I'm not ever moving into a place where I have to mow the lawn.
I do want to own my own house one day again. I did own my own house one point, but I would love to do it again.
Miss that in the good ideas. You could put turf down.
I could put turf down. That costs money.
That's true.
And my landscaping business is under wraps. I don't make any money from it. So
I don't have that side cash anymore from burning people's lawns down.
It didn't even last a full summer.
That's it. Well, that's so you you did like the 5 or 6, well, kind of all at the same time.
Yeah, over like the span of a few days. Like these guys would go to work and they'd be like, just come in, mow my lawn and bounce.
And so that makes it more complicated because if you did the first day, didn't go well.
Yeah.
Then you they didn't say anything in time for you to not fuck up a few more.
And I told them you had to pay me beforehand. So you had to pay me before I did the...
You have demands in this scenario when you're like, no, I'm not going to tell. It's that blind confidence, which is really helpful in life, you guys. Yeah. To just be like, I've never mowed a fucking lawn before, but...
I mow my dad liked to have his lawn mowed like a diamond.
Okay.
And so, and I also broke the lawnmower on the way back from one. So like I was down anyway. Like I had to spend money that I made on repairs for the lawnmower. That my dad had to do. So he like took my money from me.
Overall, as far as a business, is not successful.
It went down the hill pretty quickly.
Like, remember that year that I spent $200 on my lawn care business?
All 16-year-old middle school landscaping business fail within the first 3 weeks.
It would have been a good sign. Hi, I'm Kate. I'm 15 years old. I'm in the 7th grade. Can I mow your lawn?
Yeah.
Sure.
You need it, obviously.
Where was this?
Puyallup, Washington.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's a tough place to know about the weather anyways.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what kind of summer we're going to have.
Okay, so this is what we're starting with. This is like...
Yes. So then in my 20s, I moved into this mortgage company right before the bubble burst in 08, right before. And so I was with this dude who his name was Mark, and he was like the leader of this mortgage company team.
It's like cult, I don't know.
Yeah, and he's like, let's get into mortgages before we kill ourselves.
Because that'll make you want to. Anyways, okay.
So we're like drinking one night, and he's like, we need more volume. What's like an idea? And while we were getting drunk, we started talking about this idea of like, Christmas in July for mattresses.
Mhm.
Or whatever, any company that's like, it's Christmas in July.
That
so
is funny. I feel like mattress companies, that's like a thing.
Yeah, they like do that.
Right.
And so then I was like, what if we did that every month? And he was like, that's genius. So it's Christmas in August, Christmas and Christmas and, like it's every single month.
Got it.
And so then we worked out like, okay, so we'll get a list of homeowners within the county, each county. We'll do all the counties. And then we'll then find all the homeowners and then mail them Christmas cards. So we bought in bulk all these Christmas cards. Do you know how many people live in a county? So many
I
fucking people.
bet, yeah.
So
There's a lot of houses.
so we had to have like a system. We had to hire people. We again losing money.
Losing money.
We had to hire people to be envelope stuffers, and we had to write like specific things down for like the specific cards we were so hey, are you looking to sell your home?
Oh,
That's a
I
card
see.
for this.
Got it.
Are you looking to refinance? There's a card for this. All these different kinds of ideas. Are you looking to buy another home, have 2 properties, one of them be a rental? You can be your own business owner. But it took at least a week just to
Every
do the
time.
cards because there's so many homeowners.
So you went from mortgages to just a mailing
Just-
business. Like that's what, just a coupon business.
And then we couldn't keep up with, because then we started to get phone calls and we were like, okay, well, we still need to do these cards.
I was gonna say, did it work? Like, were there more people?
Sort of, yeah. Sort of like calls started to come in, and then we would get like people that would want to refinance or sell their home or whatever. And then once it started to gain traction, the housing crisis hit, and then the mortgage company went bankrupt and we were out of a job.
I love it when you laugh after you say something so terrible, but
and then I got a job at Sleep Country USA, and we did Christmas
and then
in
you
July.
Did Christmas in July. Yeah, that was your idea. No.
Mhm.
Oh man. Okay, so that. Well, there's kind of a timing thing there that is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's still a shit idea because
It's too much.
The
I could
amount-
understand doing it more than. That's why Christmas in July is a thing, is because they're like, oh, Christmas we do a lot of business, but we just do it again on
Yeah.
the other side of the year.
yeah.
But then you're like, whoa.
Oh, what if it was all the
What
time?
if it was all the time?
I can feel the pain in my palms, like that from stuffing envelopes. I can feel it. I'm having like I'm remembering.
I mean, the idea is just flood people with marketing.
Absolutely.
And back then, because you're old, you and I are both old in this room.
Yes.
There wasn't the same level of social media marketing and stuff that you could be like, well, just
No.
do that constantly.
Yeah.
But you're like, no, we gotta send it to their house.
And then we would get some calls we would get would be people who are like, if I get another Christmas card, I swear to God, I'm calling the police. And then I'd be on the
can't
phone.
remember what month it is as it is. Stop confusing me with your fucking Christmas cards.
Yeah. They're like, this is illegal, and this is spam, and I can sue you for this. And I'm not a lawyer and I don't know the law, and I was just like, no, you can't.
Yeah, neither are they though.
They probably could.
I feel like most people that say I'm going to sue you or I can sue you don't
No.
know if that's true or not.
They absolutely have no idea. They're just thrown. They're just
because
like me.
actual lawyers are like, well, that is grounds for a lawsuit, but you wouldn't be like, I'm going to sue you.
Oh, you really got something here. Christmas in October?
What? There's a war on Christmas. It's a war on Halloween. Somebody would be pissed if you got a Christmas card during Halloween. People love Halloween.
Yeah, and then you open it up and it's like, hey, do you want to sell your
Do you
home?
want
You want to do a bunch of work?
be like, somebody's really early with these Christmas cards. This is.
And also, I shouldn't have been a loan officer because, like we've established, I'm not good at math. So a lot of time I'd like be with my buddy and he'd be talking about numbers and interest rates and all these
You'd
things,
be
and I'm
like,
just like, yeah, man. Did you guys see these cards?
The Christmas cards are doing well, though.
I picked them up.
How long did that last?
We did that a full year.
Really?
Yeah, we did that for a full year because once we started to
I-
see traction, and then
I don't think I'll ever stop thinking about that man who's so pissed that he just got one Christmas card a month for a whole year. It's just like, what the hell?
what the fuck is this?
Just trying to keep that Christmas spirit going, you know?
I mean, who doesn't like Christmas? I don't really care for it, but
I love it. But
I love it as a promotional
I
tool.
would be fine getting a Christmas card. I mean, yeah, I'd probably be annoyed eventually that it's an ad, but I feel that's the kind of attitude you need and when you're, too hot in August or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was one of my ventures into the business world. I was going to be a mogul.
Oh, were you?
I wanted to be a mogul. I wanted my name, Holloway,
You're
the
like,
biggest name.
I got this landscaping business. I got this mortgage company, and now Christmas card making company.
Yeah, dude, I got so many pans in the fire or whatever.
It's irons, but that's
whatever.
He's a terrible cook. Also, he just puts the pan straight up in the fire.
I was gonna buy my own restaurant. I kept sending other restaurants Christmas cards. Want to sell your restaurant?
Do you want to? Okay. Well, it sounds like maybe your track record with business in general.
Yeah.
Not quite on the track to be a mogul. But
No.
Okay, so what else are we working with?
So then, since I started during the pandemic, I went through this isn't business related, but during the right
feel
before
like
the
since these last couple stories, maybe you turned a corner to, I don't know, comedy, art, yeah.
So yeah, it's like comedy's really the only thing I'm decent at. So I kind of poured all my.
There's not a lot of math in comedy.
I send audience members Christmas cards. That's my
so you're like, sign up for my mailing list.
I deleted Twitter.
Honestly, now it might be pretty innovative.
That's actually
all over again.
Yeah.
Just be like, I'm just gonna send everyone in this county that I'm gonna do a show in next year. Christmas card once a month.
So I went through a divorce right before COVID hit and they shut down everything. And during quarantine, I was single and I really wanted to go to the movies, and I was still doing my podcast, Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers. And in one of them, I was like, well, I really want to go to the movies. So I had this idea, and on the show, the first idea I had, and this became like a running gag on the show, is Kane pitches date ideas.
Okay.
Where
I think I have seen some clips from that.
Or if quarantine never happens again, there are these things you can do that'll still be fun in your home.
There you go. One
of them was the silent date and almost everyone hates this idea. This would be date like 7, right? You've had a conversation, many conversations, other dates. Maybe you've already kissed.
Maybe you've run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, maybe you like them, but you don't have any interest in talking to them. You plan the date before, the day before. So you know where you're going to order food from. Maybe you already have it pre-ordered. You have like a playlist on your Spotify for your car. You have like designated areas you're going to go hang at. And this is when you have to stay 6 feet apart and everything. And so the idea is you do all that stuff. You plan the whole date out and you go and do all these things, but you don't talk to each other the whole date.
So does the other person know the plan? Okay.
Everyone asks that question. Every single person asks that question. Do they know, or do you just not talk to them?
You just pick them up and you're like that would be terrifying.
That would be so scary.
Yeah.
No, you tell them before.
I'd be like, I'm going to go. Why would I continue to hang out here?
Yeah. The idea is to, my thought process through it is hey, this is a way to learn about somebody in a new way. You learn their body language and you read their facial.
Yeah.
You grow to learn them a lot deeper. And then I pitched that idea, and it wasn't really even 50-50. I think it was 80-20.
Really?
80% of people were like, that's the fucking dumbest idea. I hate awkward silences. And 20% of people are like, I would love that. That sounds really romantic. And
I would say that awkward silence only exists if you've spoken before.
Yes.
So if it's silent the whole time, it's not awkward because that's just how it is.
Right.
So fuck those people.
Thank you. And then I pitched another idea, was the movie theater date. And I actually did this with my friend Gia, who I made a theater in my house.
Oh,
So like
okay.
I bought a bunch of stuff, and I got name tags. I went to Michael's and got name tags and wrote down ticket ripper guy, ticket kiosk guy.
Just changed it everyone.
Yeah, and I would like I go, hey, let's pretend we're in high school and I'm picking you up, because she was like an old high school friend of mine, and she was living in LA at the same time, and I'm like, I'll pick you up and then we'll like go into the lobby. I turn and I pull out ticket kiosk guy. What movie are you here to see? And G is she's an improv kid, so
she's like, I got this.
yeah, she's like, she can
It's like,
pretend to
yes,
be
and
yeah. So she pretended that I was standing next to her, and then she's like, "What movie are we seeing?" And then turned to ticket kiosk Kane and goes, "We're here to see Desperado or whatever." And then fucking got I made tickets, and then I got popcorn, sodas, all different kinds of candy. Set it up. I made a sign that says concessions on it.
Wow.
With an arrow pointing down. I hung that over the kitchen. Big gulp cups, crushed ice.
Nice.
I got and you can make a playlist on YouTube of trailers. So like I did a collection of
so
different
like
trailers.
for the previews.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean, honestly, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good.
it's pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
My favorite part of all this, because I play all the roles, I play the concession stand guy, but then when you're done with that, you have to go then be I put signs where the theater is, so I put like a theater 1 on the TV. And my bedroom door, it was closed and it said employees only. Bathroom, so I drew the little bathroom person and it said restrooms on it.
How
But
long
then
did this take?
it took all day. But I had nothing,
I guess you had all
I had
day, but
nothing
yeah.
to do, so I just did that.
Okay.
And then, but my favorite part is when you go to your seats on the couch, you have to pretend you're walking by other people. So you have to be like, excuse me, pardon me.
Sorry.
Sorry, excuse me. Oh, and the best part is, you remember the Regal Cinema roller coaster thing?
Yeah,
So that's on YouTube too.
Oh, really?
So I put that at the end.
that's awesome.
Then we start the movie.
Actually, I think that's really nice. And if I was dating someone that I didn't live with, I was quarantined with the person I'm gonna
Right.
marry. But
Yeah.
that would actually be really nice. It'd be a fun surprise. I mean, I could see someone who's a bitch being annoyed by it, but
yeah.
I think that one's really nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like Greg hated it, and I was like, you have no like whimsical. There's no magic in
true,
your
yeah,
soul
yeah.
anymore. And he goes, it's just so weird. And I go, it's the only theater where you can have sex in it, and no one's
And
gonna have
you're
a
not gonna
problem.
get
with it.
arrested or
Yeah,
whatever, yeah.
exactly. No indecent whatever. You're not gonna be. There's no shaming in part of it. Like, it's set up for you to have the best possible time.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere either.
Yeah.
Like, you're just already home.
Yeah, and then that reaction got like 50-50.
That's okay.
Yeah, 50% of people are like, I would
Interesting.
never put in that much work, and that just people.
I mean, you could still do just little parts of that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of like, oh, I got some concessions and stuff. Like, that would be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like it too, and also I wouldn't do it for just anybody.
That's
Like,
true.
I would have to really like you.
Well,
or
that's
have a
what I was
rapport with
thinking
you.
with the silent date situation, was that I do like the idea of doing something like that if you've been together for not necessarily a really long time, because at that point you're just silent anyways. But but you know, if it's like you've already done dates and it's a serious thing or something, you want to do something kind of different. It's the same thing as going to like a silent retreat, I feel like.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it gets you out of the normal space of being able to rely on talking all the time.
Right.
I understand also why people would hate it, and the concern that you're like, they know, right? Because this is not. This is the silent treatment.
I mean, I get people's trepidation with it, right? Because it's such a bizarre thing, and it's like, why don't we do something normal? But then you also hear the same kind of concept from those same people who are like, why, like, you're always suggesting the same kind of dates. Like, dating sucks because we're always doing the same kind of thing.
Right, but then if you were like, let's go do yoga class together, you're like, that's fucking silent too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just hotter or whatever you've chosen to, you know. Yeah, people like they like to spend money
Yes, they do.
to do something like that. But if you're like, we'll do the free version,
Yeah.
where we just are silent at the park.
Well, and I also had and movie theaters as a date concept gets such a bad rap nowadays. I
Because you
was
can't talk.
because you can't talk or
Yeah.
whatever. People want to talk to you. Why?
Ugh.
You know what we have to say.
Right.
We're done with
Trying
it.
to see what these people have to
I
say.
want to see. I was in a like rooftop bar in L.A. and I was with Anthony Calderon and these two girls and this one girl was like kind of being standoffish, and I was like, oh, I don't know if she thinks I'm hitting on her. I have no interest in talking to somebody who doesn't want to talk to me
Right.
or
yeah.
thinks I'm hitting on them. I don't want to deal with it. It's not important to me. But then she started telling me about how she blew off a Tinder date to come hang out with her girlfriend and the two of us. And the reason being is because he wanted to go to the movies. And she thinks that's like, I don't want to go to the movies. And it was their third date or something. And she's like, doesn't he want to go back and have sex with me? I'm like, yeah.
Right after the movie.
Right after the movie. The movie theater is sexy. You got to put
Right,
yourself
it's
in a mindset.
dark and you can hold hands or whatever.
They have bars there.
touch each other's genitals.
Yeah, you
and-
can do little things. I mean, you're thinking about it all
Mike's
wrong.
not old enough for that. Sorry.
You'll get there one day.
Yeah, I don't really. Well, whatever. I guess it's at L.A. But why didn't she just say no? I don't want to go to the movie.
That's
Can
well.
we do something else? Like,
I know, but I
oh, cool.
told
So then you were like, I'm gonna start the silent date now.
right now. Well, I told her she was wrong. I'm like, he's right, you're wrong. I go, if he still has those tickets available,
Real quick, you're wrong.
I did. Like, you're being dumb. You could probably go have the best night of your life right now.
3 dates in LA is a lot. That's you made it pretty far if you're on the third date. So
I
she
know.
really got something good there.
So I got a lot of shit for those ideas,
Mhm.
and so then rather than retreat, that inspired me to write a couple more, and I brought those with me. One of them is the cruise ship date, where you just
Tomorrow's cruise.
you where you just pretend you go. My apartment is not changed in any way, shape, or form. We just pretend it's a cruise.
Okay. Just all you could eat buffet or what?
Just whatever you find in the fridge, that's yours.
It's all inclusive. Go for it. Whatever you want.
And then my favorite one is the hot air balloon date. Again, same exact concept. You walk into my house, nothing's different. In fact, we're just gonna be in this apartment. But at any point you go off onto the balcony, you have to pretend it's a hot air balloon.
I feel like a lot of these are just like improv exercises or like acting exercises. You're like, I gotta see if you can play along. Okay? This is not.
The best part about that one is when you step onto the thing, you then have to pretend it's being lifted into the air. So you have to like
hold on. And I mean, I'm afraid of heights, so I just every time like, oh my god, get us down. I'd rather be at the movies. This is the worst date ever.
well, we're gonna get there.
This is how we're getting there. Oh, no, thank you for a hot air balloon. But that's the only way I would go on a hot air balloon is if I just pretended that was your balcony. Oh, my goodness. All right, we got to wrap it up pretty soon.
Sure. Okay. I have this one last one.
All right.
I wrote it the other day, and I think you'll like
Perfect. I
it.
like them fresh.
It's my.
I like to be the first people to tell you it's a bad idea.
Yes, I can't wait. Okay, this is my new comic book character. His name is Justice Beaver.
Justice Beaver?
Justice Beaver.
Okay.
A mild-mannered beaver is bitten by a radioactive Justin Bieber, gaining new powers of sexy stare that puts criminals into a trance. He can play songs on the piano so lovely it literally melts their hearts, and the criminals will be killed instantly. If he catches you alive, you won't be going to regular prison. You'll be going to the damn prison, a prison he built himself, a prison made of wood near a river. No judge, no jury. While in the damn prison, Justice Beaver tortures you with his low, girlish voice for information on other criminal enterprises. Also, he has a hockey stick. His tail is a hockey stick
So he has a hockey stick.
because he's Canadian.
Oh, God.
During the day, he wears glasses and goes by Justin Beaver, a true believer.
Mm.
But at night, he's Justice Beaver, a cold-blooded criminal serial murderer on par with Dexter Morgan. cracking skulls with his hockey stick, melting hearts with his music, and dating hard-hitting reporter Snake Lena Gomez, a snake that fell into a vat of Selena Gomez's blood, and then Snake grew arms and legs and decided to get a job at a newspaper.
I mean, honestly, that's a lot of information. It is very stupid, but
So dumb.
but I love it, actually. Have you taken the time to do a drawing of
Not yet.
Justice Beaver? Okay.
When you asked me to do this, I was thinking of drawing Justice Beaver,
You're
and then
like, I brought this with me.
and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna pitch Justice Beaver on the show, and well, I don't know when this is coming out, but I'll try to quickly get a composite of Justice
You got till
Beaver.
Friday. You got time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Good. Okay. All right. Perfect. So
I'll have Comic Sans printing and everything. Justice Beaver, the
Justice
like
Beaver.
little logos and everything. I'll get it all worked out.
it's the piano playing for me that really I just like, because in comic books or movies, superhero movies, whatever, and it's all intense and there's all the bad guys, and then all of a sudden just some like nice piano music starts playing. They're like, oh no.
Is that Justice Beaver?
I don't know. It's Justice
My
Beaver.
heart feels like it's melting.
And also my favorite part is, and she decided to work for a newspaper.
Why not?
She just did.
Snake Lena Gomez.
Nobody had a problem with the fact she was a snake. Just immersed in Selena Gomez's blood. Why is it we have to check out issue 2 for that backstory?
And I love the idea that there's no other talking animals in this world.
Well, because they have not been bit or whatever.
Yeah.
Like bit by a radioactive Justin Bieber, which I assume is just Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's great. I feel like we're going to do an update on that
Absolutely.
one eventually. But yes. Okay, perfect. Where can people follow you? Because you have to post this picture and
Yeah.
then we'll reshare it and stuff. Where can people follow you and find out where you're playing live and all that stuff?
I'm at Kane Holloway on Instagram, and you could check out all my upcoming shows, kaneholloway.com. I'm going to be at Wise Guys in Las Vegas this weekend. What is that? The 26th, 11/26, and the 27th. And then I got a bunch of other shows coming out, so go to kaneholloway.com and check that out. You can also find all the stuff that Monica mentioned on my website, so go there.
Perfect. Yes. All right. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can like, subscribe, join the membership if you want to see our behind the scenes episode, plus a bunch of other stuff that's on there. You can go right now to watch Kane's special, 2 Jacket special on YouTube. Otherwise, if you're listening, Apple Podcasts, rate, review, subscribe, follow on Spotify, whatever you do the
Right.
things. And yeah, make sure you can follow Dumb Pitches on Instagram. You can follow me at Monica Nevi or Kane. Make sure you get to see this Justice Beaver drawing, because I'm so excited to see it. Thank you for being here. And right now, why don't you just keep watching Dumb Pitches?
Hell yeah.
You're weird.
Yes.